Say what? Yo, who was that? ATL show coming live. Speak about the world. Know that we a show. We got Tiana, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the ATL show.
Naya, what?
The ATL show's on. Duh. Get out! Get out!
Naya, it's supposed to be for adults only. It's supposed to be.
ATL, they're back.
It's my time again.
Anthony, Tioma, T Savage, Legacy. They're back. They're the best. Let's get it. Season 2.
I'm the best at this shit, that's fact. Y'all, and there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. Okay, I'm the best you other cats that spell the way. First off, ain't no beef with the spitters in my city. But if it comes with 28, then shit get gritty. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers. Even dead on the scene, since you wanna be actors. This the message. I'm talking over hills and places. The schools over feeling foggy. I'll be patient and waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all number one just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move. I'm on against team. Must be you ready to lose. The game, the street, the zone is took. This the message. Hope it leave you from me rappers. Sure. Yeah. The message. So y'all know. Yeah. The monster is back. And I'm at my spot.
ATL, ho.
Just-in-time accessories. We definitely have the bling and everything in between. Just-in-time accessories. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. You can find Tayama on Instagram at Tayama01 or Facebook Tayama Copeland or 954-873-6659 or justintimeaccessories@gmail.com or the website justintimeaccessories.com. Everything is only $5. All jewelry is nickel and lead free. You can find Tayama live on her page, Tayama Copeland. Just-in-time accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Check it out.
Make sure you go over to Goli.com and get your Goli gummies today. They have 3 selections, 3 choices to choose from. They have the apple cider vinegar, the ashwagandha, and new, they now have the superfruit. In addition to going over to GoliGummies.com, make sure you use the ATL as your discount code and receive a huge discount. It supports the channel and the podcast. In addition to all of that, the gummies, they're a source of antioxidant. They have vitamins B9, B12, promotes general good health, helps improve your daily health, contains pectin, a source of dietary fiber, uses pectin as a natural prebiotic to support the healthy gut and immune system, includes the mother, a healthy strain of bacteria, antioxidants, and enzymes. Mask the unpleasant taste of the apple cider vinegar. It's simple, it's delicious. It's Goli.
Good evening. Welcome one and all. I'm Anthony Brown. Welcome to the Anthony Brown Show, this segment that we call the ATL. I'm joined tonight by my sister from another, the very bold, the very beautiful Miss T Savage.
Good evening, everyone.
And of course, I'm joined with my brother, Mr. Shorty Doo-Wop, Mr. Fashionista himself, Mr. Legacy the Great.
What it is, ATL, ho, we in the building, baby.
He's so extra.
One time for the little people.
I guess you're in that group.
Nah, you the king of the group.
And of course, I have my brother, like no other, Mr. Chuck Dizzle.
What's good, peoples? Oh man, I couldn't wait to get on the show with T Savage. You know what I'm saying? I was ready for this. I was like, we gotta go for it. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make that do what it do.
Really?
Oh, really?
My
I
other
love your glasses. They're awesome.
Thank you.
And then, of course, my other brother, Mr. Darren. He's also in the building. How's it going, everyone?
Y'all some good looking men. Hey, Miss Paula.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, that bass. You know, I'm all about that bass. Hey.
Say that again, Darren. Go ahead. Say it one more time.
I'm not doing it.
Darren, you really have
Come on, man. Just do it one more time for the.
Chuck Dizzle.
You know, I'm all about that bass. About that. Oh my God. Who is somebody a personal trainer on here?
That's Darren.
I used to be.
Your big swollen. I feel you look good. I've been thinking about going to the gym for about a year now. A whole year. A whole year. Every time I get ready to go, I lose the motivation.
Hold up. Did you just say that you've been thinking about going to the gym for a whole year?
That's what she said.
Year. Yes.
Or for the whole year or for a whole year?
For the past 365 days in my mind, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to go ahead and join, and then I come home after a long day of work, and I take a shower, and I can just get a screen on the wall. I'm like, Netflix it is.
Wow.
I'm just being honest.
Hey.
Well,
honesty is the best policy, I would say.
Okay. One of the commercials I don't have yet, but I do have a flyer. My brother Legacy, he's stepping into entrepreneurship. So you want to tell us about what you're doing and what you got going on, Legacy?
All right. I started up my own business. I have two of them. I don't know if you can see that good right there, but that one right there, that is Legacy Unlocked. And that's for those people that, sometimes come into situations where they end up losing or locking their keys in their vehicle. Just give me a call at their area code 229-630-7615, or you can reach me at legacyunlocked@mail.com. I will come through and get you back in your vehicles.
What's that?
You know what? I want to take credit for this. Because when I got locked out of my house, I called you, and I believe I sparked something in your brain. So I'm taking credit for this. You owe me lunch, half pint.
But I also, this is another one. This one is called Legacy Unlock. Legal Legacy, where I help individuals who are having a hard time with child support custody fights. Also, I help with filing for disability and things of that nature. If your baby mama, raping your pockets and you know that you don't deserve that because you definitely do, try your best to support your child, whether it's time, finances, or anything else. Give me a call at the same number, 229-630-7615, and we will get the proper documents filed on your behalf. And we will try to get your child support reduced or kicked out of court. Just give me a call. I know how to get it done.
Miss Paula said she gonna lock hers on purpose. Girl, don't do it. Girl, he just want to crack so he can squeeze through it. He gonna squeeze through the window.
Hey, Legacy, tell me why you gotta be the official about child support. Like, what you been going through, bro? Most people start businesses because of the fact that they have to try to figure out some kind of solution for themselves. And they're like, oh, man, I figured this out. We figure out how to not pay so much child support.
Right. I mean, a lot of individuals, especially men, don't understand when it comes to child support. Child support has now got to a point to where if you're a father and you're doing your best to support your children. A lot of people men don't know that when you go to child support court, they weigh in also the option of how much financial money that the mother brings in. and then they're supposed to meet it somewhere in the middle. So if she makes less than you, you know, that y'all come to a mutual agreement on how much money you're supposed to do. A lot of people don't know how to go in there and file the proper motions and to get something vacated or to get something terminated without having to go in and spend $3,000 and $4,000 and $5,000 with an attorney when you can come to me for a cheaper fraction of what that lawyer would have did, and we're still getting the same results just at a cheaper price.
Man, Legacy the bomb, bro. That's
Darnisha said she needs help with disability.
Okay, I'm finna get right to that. A lot of people don't know how to properly file, you know, disability forms and how to go about doing those things. So what I do is once you reach out to me, I go pull the documents that you need for us filling out for Social Security disability. A lot of people think that you can just go ahead and just fill out the documentation and just turn it in and they just supposed to give it to you. No, that's not how that goes. You have to have the proper medical documents and medical doctors signing off on your paperwork that gives the courts the true reason of being able to rule in your favor. And I just happen to have a way about going about, you know, being a little bit more assertive with doctors and things of that nature, telling you, you know, if you have mental health issues, I know how to go about pointing you in the directions. If you don't have any insurance, there are local county insurance forms that you can fill out that can definitely get you health insurance so that you can go to these specific doctors to be able to get these forms and stuff filled out after a proper evaluation. So when those things take place, you know, I definitely I'm the guy to get it done for you because I'm very assertive, attentive. You know, I like to listen to what people have to say about their situations because for me, yes, money does play a factor, but it can't play too much of a factor because I'm doing it at such a cheaper rate than what a lawyer would be charging you. But I get the gratification of being able to go in here and fight, help you get to a point of fighting, and they have to respect your paperwork and diagnosis without, you know, somebody trying to give you the runaround all the time because you don't have all the intellect you need to be able to fully comprehend what it is they're saying in their terminologies.
So what's like an average price like that an attorney would charge to do the services that you provide?
Okay, for let's say if you had a lawyer represent you on a disability case, a lot of lawyers, as we know, take cases without pay up front. So when you take that right there, you're on a 33 1/3 percentile of what the individual gets for back pay. So let's say, because what everybody don't understand and know is disability. Thank you. Disability only goes, it used to go back as far as when you first initially filed. They no longer do it anymore. They only go back 5 years. And if it took you 5 years to finally get your disability cleared and approved by, you know, the government, let's say 5 years at $844, what it is right now. Thank you. Right now, what the government is giving a person on disability, they're giving $847 a month. So you multiply, you're making a little bit over $9,000 a month that you're drawing from disability. But if you multiply that time 5 years, you're looking at about like almost $50,000 in back pay. But if an attorney rolled that whole duration and got
$50,820.
Huh?
$50,820 to be exact.
Right, $50,820. So that would be for 5 years of back pay. That attorney would definitely be entitled to 33 1/3 of what you got. So 33 1/3 of.
Hey, Eddie,
how you doing? So you know, you talking about an attorney, you know, basically bull jiving, subsidizing. You know, telling you, not calling you back, not getting on your case, not really hearing what's going on, but they done drug this out for 5 years, and now it finally come through, and they walking away with about, you know, a little over $9,000 of your money that you could have used to benefit you and your disability. So I'm definitely not trying to dig in nobody's pocket like that, but this is my angle. This is what I love to do. I love going in courtrooms, getting people prepared for the battle, preparing them to be able to go in there and fully represent themselves with the proper documents and to be able to speak professional enough to be able, like I say, to also comprehend what it is that they're talking about when you go before that board.
Absolutely.
Hey,
That's
Remedy.
awesome. Congratulations, bro.
I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
I like to
congratulations,
give kudos. I definitely like to give kudos to. She don't wait, but she did put that in my head. Savage definitely did put that because we had to wait for about like 3 hours one day for a locksmith to get to us to let her in her situation. And
Mello said, "Boy, you take off the shades that night, you can read the comment." So this podcast is recorded. So I have 3 witnesses that heard Legacy give me a shout out about this, which means I want my damn lunch. Okay. And for the sake of the personal trainers, it'll be a salad. It'll be a salad.
Okay.
With all the difference, but it'll be a salad.
So also, you know, I want to give a shout out to Darren. Tayama's definitely one person that I love seeing Tayama, because Tayama and Tony and Junior, Chuck, you know, you guys go out and y'all promote yourselves to have, you know, having your own businesses and things of that nature. You know, sometimes we have to work for other people to survive, but then there's always an opportunity to be able to start some up for your own self and do it yourself. So that motivated me. Having tutorial meetings with Chuck, you know, 3 times, and him, you know, telling me, you know, push yourself harder than you push yourself before you can do it. Also, my brother Tony, you know, I'm around Tony, so I'm seeing him turn things in his life, how he's able to maintain and take care of himself, being self-sufficient from what he has in his businesses and things like that. So, I mean, I done been out here in the street. I done sold dope. I done did a lot of things. And if I was able to go through that and give that my all that ended me in prison, why wouldn't I be willing to throw my all into something that I love with a passion without having the opportunity to go into prison behind that? So that was my motivation. And I will also say this, I don't really do this a lot, but one more motivator for me before I go on and move on is my kid's mom, April. I'm going to say that because I watched her grow her candle business and things of that nature. She has always had an entrepreneur spirit of having things, and she used to always say to me, you know, you're smarter than just selling dope. And by me being around it all the time, I always thought that was all I could do. But I give a shout out to her also for the inspiration of branching out and doing my own thing.
Okay, very good. Proud of your legacy.
Appreciate it, guys.
Most of you probably don't know that March is Women's History Month. So what they're doing is the month of March, you celebrate women that are doing positive things. And so we want to celebrate a young lady tonight. So Savage, if you have the information, you want to go ahead and read that?
This was taken from the West Palm Beach Police Department. As we close out Black History Month, meet Assistant Chief Tamika West. She has worked for the city of West Palm Beach for over 26 years. Chief West started her career as a police dispatcher for 3 years, then became an officer. Then she rose through the ranks, serving in patrol, narcotics, community services, internal affairs, criminal investigations divisions, special investigations divisions, honor guard, hostage negotiation team, and returned to patrol where she is currently the assistant chief. On hashtag Black History, Chief West says, Black history recognizes the contributions to this country by Black Americans. Remembering our history reminds us of how far we have come. And it's only fitting to close out hashtag BHM featuring Chief West because March 1st, which is today, ushers in Women's History Month, commemorating and encouraging the study, observance, and celebration of the vital role of women in American history. We follow in celebration. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Everyone says my mama.
Bro, that's mom. Put that picture back up there again. Boy, that yeah. I never saw that picture.
Cause just got on shades.
That ain't the reason. I'm at her house and I've never seen that picture. Where Chuck went.
I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna move right on. We're gonna go right into the question of the day.
Question of the day. Why does homosexuality seem to be a national/world agenda? All I know is I was watching Chucky because anybody who knows me knows I'm a big Chucky fan. So they got a Chucky series, right? So I'm watching the Chucky series and it's with teenagers. All of a sudden there's this scene where the kid is gay and he got this boy that he liked and now he got to figure out how to tell his daddy. In my mind, I'm just like, what does this have to do with Chucky knifing people? I don't know. I mean, I don't knock it, but it's just it's present everywhere, and it's taking a front seat agenda everywhere.
Well,
it is everywhere, even on down to commercials where you normally will see. And I don't knock it. You know, we'll see a husband and wife, but now you see husband and husband, wife and wife. You seeing it more present everywhere.
Well, let me ask Darren, because Darren has a little one in his house, a little girl, Kylie. So at what age or at what point or what timing you think in her life that you would enlighten her or educate her on the differences in people's sexuality, like homosexuality?
Oh, we already talked about it.
And how old is she?
She's 6. She told me that we were watching some show and she told me that a question came up in school, I guess, with her classmates. And about being married. And one of the people said, one of the little boys said, well, boys marry women and women marry men. And you know, Kylie, little smart mouth, and Kylie was like, oh, that's true. But if boys want to marry boys and girls want to marry girls, that's their business. And I told her that's right. That's nobody's business but their own. You mind your own business. Whoever you decide to get with, that's who you get with. She told me, hey, well, I like boys, whatever. You don't like nobody. So, 6 years old, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing. Yeah, exactly. You don't like nobody right now. But regardless, we already had that conversation. And my views have changed since I was younger. Because when I was younger, of course, I was in the Nation of Islam. My father was in the Nation of Islam back in the days of Malcolm X. And of course, I guess like most religions, but the Nation of Islam is very, very, very anti-gay and very homophobic. I remember I met you, Tony, back in 2003 at Home Depot. I was in the Nation of Islam then. I had no plans on being your friend at all. I was like, I ain't talking to that dude. He stay to keep that bullshit over there. And it's really an immaturity level too. And you have to be secure in yourself because it's not like nobody's gonna grab me and fucking rape me. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language. I love to curse. But
you too.
Me too.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, not like nobody's gonna grab me and fucking rape me. And Tony has turned out to be a great person, a great friend.
Yeah.
And I went to college I knew gay people in college. I had a couple of gay male friends in college. Always cool with gay women because it's not really a stigma. There's never really a stigma with gay women. even growing up in the 70s and 80s. It just wasn't a stigma. You look at a gay woman, you'd be like, oh, okay, she like women. You look at a gay guy, you'd be like, hey, man, the motherfuckers better stand over there. You know, you just, you kept them at a distance because it was strange to see. And when you get older, you realize, and it's like you said, T Savage, that it's everywhere. But because when we were younger, gay men, for the most part, they hid. There was always gay people around. They just didn't come out the closet.
Right. Yeah, because they were scared of being attacked.
Yeah, well, but somewhat. But I think a stigma too, because you had gay men, I'm sure then, who were just strong as hell, could lift damn 800 pounds, but you would never know it because they would never come out and say anything because of the stigma attached to it. You see, and like you said, as far as them being on TV all the time, gay people being on TV, and you see it everywhere, I think it's because they're human beings, and you have to learn how to accept people. You can't always just get back and be like, well, that person, there's something wrong. That's how people get hurt. We, as Black people, we went through the same thing as far as it just because of our skin color. As far as people not wanting to be around us, we were always put down, ostracized. You see what I'm saying? Gay people are different because, well, unless you're flamboyant, I guess, gay or masculine female, you can kind of hide it. It's different as far as that's concerned, whereas Black people just could not hide who we were. You see what I'm saying? So I think when you see gay people on TV, you see them on shows, you see them inserting them everywhere because gay people are everywhere. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And they do want to make it normal because that's someone's sexuality. That has nothing to do with anybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just trying to focus on Chucky and how he was killing the people.
I totally understand that because you'll see stuff. There's a movie that just came out. It's a Western. Something the dog, or it's supposed to be a really good Western, but it has a bunch of gay men in it. I haven't seen it. I was reading about it today. It has a bunch of gay men in it, gay scenes written by a woman. And there's an actor named Sam Elliott who always plays the Westerns. Great actor, right? And he's like pissed. He's like, that's some dog shit, that show. And I get what he's saying because even I'm sure you had homosexual men. It's just a fact that you're homosexual men during that time in the West, 1900s, 1800s, 1900s. It wasn't like all over the place. It definitely wasn't in the open. You see what I'm saying? They would have killed them guys. It just wasn't like, men walking around and waving their hands. You really didn't have that. You had gay men then who performed and stuff like that, did acts. But you didn't have gay men just walk around the city and stuff like you did today. So I can kind of understand him saying, where the hell did this come from? Like you said with Chucky,
Right. Eddie said birds of a feather flock together. I don't really agree with that. Tamika said, "Hey Panda." I don't really agree with that because, I mean, if I got a sister that's the lesbian, I'm hanging with my sister. That don't mean I'm about to go start talking to women because my sister,
Did the guy say that?
A guy said that.
Yeah, he's probably insecure in his own sexuality. That's what he said.
Right, because I know plenty of straight men who are very secure who are friends with men that are bisexual or just playing gay. So
right.
I don't see the issue. If it's just good to me. It goes back to wearing pink. Oh, you wearing pink? You gay? A real man can wear pink.
I ain't wearing no pink.
My daddy taught me that.
Yeah, I ain't wearing no pink. Yeah, I ain't doing it.
I'm just saying, Legacy, you wear pink.
I said I do.
You definitely wear pink.
He said he did.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you said you did. I was like, you lied to sir.
But let me say something on this matter. As y'all all say on the panel, that homosexuality has always been prevalent, and like Darren said, it was just more hidden from the world. It just coming out the closet ramification of age. But this is my thing. I've been watching for years, and I'm okay with anybody's sexual preference, but there has been an attack on emasculation of Black males.
Mm-hmm.
throughout the United States and across the globe, where in the music industry, you know, they're doing everything they can to sell that is, you know, it's okay for men to wear dresses, to sell that it's okay for men to walk around with purses and things of that nature. So, you know, if a person wants to have or live an alternative lifestyle, that's fine, and I don't have no problem with that. My thing is, let's not target the black race as a whole when we're constantly putting entertainers and athletes in front of the kids or in front of anyone, saying that it's okay for a man to walk around in a dress. And these are supposed to be the straight heterosexuals that are doing it, and they're getting paid large amounts of money from these companies to actually do it, even though they're living a heterosexual life. Because we have to be cognitive of the fact that when children are from elementary to around about middle school, they're from elementary and adolescent, they're very, very what's the word? Impressionable. And the same way that if you was to constantly sell drugs and smoke weed and drink in front of these kids, my mama and daddy do it. My sister and brother do it. So it has to be done. This has to be the way.
It becomes the norm.
It becomes the norm. So when I'm constantly, as a 5, 6, 7-year-old man, young boy, little boy, and I'm constantly seeing on the TV screen, because I don't have the type of parent that can have the civilized conversation like you had with Kylie, or the type of conversation that Tony has had with his nieces and nephews, and the conversation that Savage has had with her daughter. You know, a lot of them don't get that type of tutelage to where they can, you know, differentiate between a fair choice of who you want to be compared to what is impressionable upon you, because you see it so prevalent on TV and things. You know, they once said that gangster rap was influencing the misbehavior of black society.
But we know that's not true.
Gangster rap needs to be banned.
But we know that wasn't true.
Which it wasn't true.
We know that's not true. I have a hard time. I have a hard time with the impression thing a little bit, simply because there's no way, no matter how many, I was raised in Jersey. No matter how many gay men I saw around Jersey, I never wanted to be gay. It was never a thought of me of saying, man, you know, should I? I never crossed my mind.
Right.
Because you are who you are.
But Darren, but the truth is, hold on, read that, Savage. Hold on, D.
Eddie said, I'm very happy with my old lady. Why do a straight man need to hang with a gay man? How you know the other men do not have feelings for him? Every gay man don't want every straight man, and that's the part that people don't realize. Every gay man don't want you because you straight, bro.
Most women don't want you, dude. Most women probably don't want that dude. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Most women don't want you, man. Just, you know, and think about it. You can't. I'm sorry. Sorry, go ahead, sweetheart. No, you go ahead.
Go ahead, Darren. You go.
Okay. The thing about it is, you can't stop anybody from having a crush on you, whether it's a man or a woman. But that doesn't mean you have to entertain that if that's not who you are. It's a maturity-ish thing of saying, hey, man, I'm not with that. That's it. That's all you have to say. You're not. When I was 18 years old, I had to get mad. Hey, man, get the fuck out of my face with that. You don't have to do that. Only just say, hey, man, I'm not with that. They understand. It's that simple.
And I'm gonna say this also, D, that I just think that if you go, especially into the music industry, you've had so many men that have come out and exposed the music industry. You've had individuals like Terry Crews, who has come out, and they're starting to come out and saying how they have been assaulted and unwarranted. And I I remember listening to Terry Crews' interview, and Terry Crews said that the movie director that touched him, was a little dude, and that had he had to beat him up instead of just come out and exposing him, they would have looked at it as if
gay bashing. He would have lost his job.
That he was just being overly aggressive, and it was a misunderstanding.
But let me say this. Terry Crews to blame for that too, simply because no matter what, I don't care what kind of money you make it, you stand up for yourself. But at the same time, what Terry Crews is, remember Terry Crews played a prison homosexual in Friday. So don't come out with that bullshit talking about you don't want to be this. Don't play those roles. A lot of people can't differentiate. They think that's who you are.
I was reading Darren the other day. It was Denzel Washington. And somebody asked Denzel Washington why he never played certain roles. And Denzel said, and Denzel is it, he's the cream of the crop for his black. Matter of fact, he's up there.
He's up there with Robert De Niro. He's top. He's one of the yeah, for sure.
Denzel say the reason he never played any type of parts like that, and he had a hard time playing Training Day. He said because he never wanted to leave an impression on the people that was coming behind him that were following in his footsteps that this was the way.
Well, you know, I heard him say something like that before years ago. He said that you don't get remembered for the parts you did. You also get remember for the parts that you didn't do. And that's right. He's right about that. He's right about now. I do think it's acting, but at the same time, if you don't want to take that, because you got to remember something. When you said a lot of the actors and actors and athletes are coming on there wearing dresses, a lot of them guys are gay. Legacy,
right?
A lot of them rappers who wear them dresses, them guys are gay or they're bisexual. Because straight men we don't do that.
Right.
Okay, let's be honest. You can't pay me no money to put on you can't pay me money to put on a dress. You can't do it.
Me neither. Okay. But Darren, after I was listening to Denzel, I remember Will Smith had a part in the movie when he was first coming out. And he said that they asked him to do the scene.
Read that, I can't see it.
Okay, say, why do a man want to be a woman and do not know how I feel? Why do a woman wants to be a man and I don't know how it feels?
Man, shut the fuck up with that dumb shit. That's illiterate. That's one of the dumbest sentences I've ever read in my fucking life. Sorry to insult your guest, but that shit's just dumb. Go ahead, Legacy. What you saying, brother? We're gonna skip over dumb shit. Go ahead, man.
But Will Smith said, you know, they were gonna pay him a certain amount of money to do a kissing scene in the movie. And this was early on in his career. And he said that he told him, no, I'm not doing a kissing scene. We can get close, but you're gonna have to do something different because I'm a man and I'm not kissing another man.
Yeah, you know what? Will Smith said that, but he did play a role back in the day when he was in a wheelchair. He got fucked in the ass.
Right, but this movie was before that one.
Oh, excuse my language. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. Like I said, I love to curse, but go ahead.
It's our brother Darren.
I'm sorry.
And he was like, years later, he regretted not doing it. And he said that the reason he regretted not doing it was because people remember him mostly for him turning down as many great movies as this man has done. Inside of mainstream, where you get the movies at, those people remember Will right now to this day for not doing the kissing scene with another man. That's why, if you remember, he had the movie Hitch.
I didn't see it, but I already know what you're talking about.
He had to do the kissing scene with the white guy. I forgot his name, but he's a great actor too. And that's when he redeemed himself in the movie industry by their lips actually touching for real.
But I don't get that. How do you redeem yourself because you feel like you had to kiss another man? Why do you feel like you had to go that far if that's not who you are?
We've been hearing for years now, you know, that Will and Jada You know,
they have open relationships. Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
So, you know, yeah, allegedly, but it's on the news.
Allegedly.
But it's been heard that he has, you know, he's engaging in things like that, and that's why a lot of backlash didn't come Jada Pickett's way for when she had the entanglement with Hasina, because if he would have been fighting for a divorce, then she probably would have exposed him for the
Well, no, I don't know if it's about exposure, but it's also about if they knew, if they have an open relationship where they're doing what they want to do, why would he get mad? I mean, they're actors. He can fake cry on TV, act like his feelings are hurt all they want. Them guys are actors. This is my feeling on it. Even though I know there are a bunch of straight people, heterosexual people in Hollywood, you got to remember, Hollywood is run by homosexual men and women. The modeling agency is too. So a lot, and you got to think about a lot of the people who get into acting and drama are gay people, gay men. A lot of that is gay men. You ever been to a Broadway show in New York or a play period, live play on stage? A lot of them dudes are gay. You can see it that a lot of them dudes are openly homosexual. And a lot of them guys go on to become big name actors later on. They don't change because they're big name actors. They're just actors. You know what I'm saying? They're just actors who happen to be gay.
Right.
So, you know.
And it goes back to what you said, Darren. You know, Denzel been in Samuel Jackson and many Morgan Freeman and Lou Gossett Jr.
Right.
What's another James Earl Jones and things like that. Those men didn't play those gay roles because they wasn't comfortable with it, because as a man they wasn't gonna be crossing that line.
Right.
So I do get you when you say, you know, if a person is not going to if a person is not going to, because regardless of what, I'm not going to do it. It's not for me. I don't give a damn how much money you put on the line. It's not for me.
Right.
So, you know, but that's still not going to stop me as a man from having friends and brothers that, you know, that definitely, you know, live that life. Because I'm going to be truthful before we get ready to move on. I've grown up with a bunch of straight dudes, or someone that call themselves straight, and later on in life find out that they do like the same sex.
Right.
And I've also found out that, you know, having those friends growing up, that, you know, I found myself being in better positions in life because of having a brother like Tony that mentors me and guide me in, hey, you need to go this way. You need to think about things from this perspective. I could go to Tony and talk to him about things about a woman because he tends to, I think because he's soft as shit for one. He tends to gravitate to understanding of, you know, of the nature of the woman. So when I have certain things, sit your ass down. When he tends to, you know, give me a different perspective to look at things and to be able to be a little bit more cognitive and sensitive to a woman's needs. And I appreciate it. And I'm definitely, you know, anybody that is, you know, that feel fretful of another person's opinion about how they look at you because you are friends with another human who lives a different sexual experience than you, they need to be locked away in a box somewhere because
let me say this about that is that what you said about locked away, I'm gonna have to go to, my battery's dying. But the thing of it is that, you know, all these guys, you don't look at this till you get older, that all these guys who always say, and I'm gonna use some slurs, but some guys who always say, oh, that guy's soft, that guy's a faggot, that guy's a punk. Let me tell you something. Don't ever say something to somebody that you wouldn't say to somebody if you were in jail. Because most of them guys won't say anything to them guys. Them guys are straight homosexuals in jail, a lot of them. And you won't approach them. You won't call them names. You won't talk shit about them. Get the same respect out here on the street. That's all you have to do. So, Anything else? T Savage?
Not on this.
She said not on this.
I'm just saying, I mean,
let's go into the, I have a video, it's like a 2-minute video I want to show. It's just a letter. And get your opinions. This will be our letter of the day.
Dear ATL is a segment of the show where you, the viewer, can write in and tell us about what's going on in your life. And we will read your letter and respond to your letter live here on the air. So if you're experiencing relationship problems, best friend disputes, baby mama, baby daddy drama, marriage issues, church hurt, church issues, and many, many more, send your letters to theanthonybrownshow@gmail.com.
Okay. This was a letter that was on Craig's show, and I'm going to have him read the letter, and we're going to answer the letter.
I read it to them before we left, so I'm going to read it again, and then we're going to talk about it to help you with your question. So the question was, well, she said, "Hi, Craig, I need some advice. My baby girl just came out to me today, literally 30 minutes ago, and I'm kind of ashamed of my reaction. I initially told her I accept her for who she is, and in the same breath, I said I did not want a gay child. Fortunately, she was not upset. However, I still felt ashamed for my response. My oldest daughter was in the car with us when she told me, and her response to my reaction is that I am, which is I defended myself by telling her how I watch you religiously." So that validates her that she watches me, right? Right. So she said, "Because I watch you religiously, and that your man just gave you the sweetest Valentine's." Now, what that got to do with the man? What that got to do with the prostitute in China? I don't know. But I see where you're coming from. But that sounds like what white people do. No, I have a black friend, and she was just at my house yesterday, and we had pork ribs. Right. And our children play together. So she says, my oldest, being the Virgo that she is, was like, what does that got to do? What does that got to do with anything you said? No, I'm sorry. What does that got to do with anything you said, what you said? So I'm saying all of this to say, how do I show her I accept her and that I didn't really mean it? I was just in shock. I am crying as I type this because I feel like the worst mom in the world right now. So you go first. Do you want to go first?
Them brothers gay. Them brothers super gay. But hey, I have it. Oh, I can't hear you. I'm sorry. Are you? Oh, okay.
Yes, they are, but we want to know about the letter.
Oh, they gay. Oh, you gay. You too gay.
Let me tell you something about that. I have 3 brothers, right? I'm the oldest of 3 brothers, and I have a sister. I have a brother in Jersey who said when his daughter is telling me when his daughter was in 2nd grade. And I have a niece, she's lesbian, beautiful, right? But she said when she was in 2nd grade, she kissed a girl in class, right? And he said he got a phone call from the school, say, "Hey, you got to come pick her up." And she kissed a girl in class. Not that she kissed a girl, but she's not supposed to be kissing anybody. Okay. So he picked her up. I got in the car and he said, "Hey, what's going on with you?" And she said, "I don't know, Dad. I like girls. I like her, so I kissed her." And he said, he told her, "Look, you can like who you want. You don't kiss anybody at school. That's just not what you're supposed to be doing." And to this day, she knew when she was younger that she liked girls. But his response was just so mature because and like I said, we look at girls differently than we do boys. Because if my son would have told me when he was younger, "Dad, I'm gay," I'm ashamed of it. I would have hurt that kid. I really am. Nation of Islam, I'm soldiering. You gay? You know what I'm saying? So, And so I can understand what that guy said about his daughter, about he's ashamed about his response to her. I can understand that too, because at the end of the day, that's your child. You know, you're going to stop loving your child because of their decision. And I'm going to say this on and hey, if my son did say he was gay, it's his ass, not mine, right? Literally. So
Yeah, I was going to say literally.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? His ass, but you deal with that. And but look, everybody, I'm gonna go because Tony know I'm usually in the bed by now. And I had a great time on the show. Nice meeting you, P. Savage. Legacy, my brother.
You as well, Jerry.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Legacy, be good, brother. Tony, you be good too, man. All right.
Jerry, you be good. You be good because you off the chain.
Never.
Never.
Before you go, do you want to let the viewers know how they could get in touch with you? Do you have Instagram or email?
Well, I'm always getting put in Facebook jail, so let's not even. We have a show.
No.
I'm right now, so I can't even go to the Facebook dating site, and because I don't know how to act. So
you was really showing that.
Yeah, every day I called somebody stupid today. Yeah, I'm scared, but look, we're gonna have a show coming up anyway, so let's just wait until then, and we'll get back up, and I'll be on with y'all again.
Thank you for coming.
Really good topic too. I'll be on with y'all. Love you too, sweetheart. Like, good night. Like Tony, that wasn't for you, man. You good?
Okay.
Yeah,
that was for me. That was all for T Savage. Okay.
Definitely, yes. Y'all be good.
Good night.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you. All right.
Yes, that was my brother Darren.
And what happened to your other friend?
Chuck probably lost signal or something. I don't know, but they're gone. So what do y'all think about the letter? I think for the parent, I think what it is what most parents do for some reason or another. When you birth a child into this world, you as a parent has already visualized how you expect or intend or want their life to go or to navigate. You know, in your mind, you're already saying, you know, you're going to go to school, you know, get a good education. I'm going to get you in these classes or these courses. Maybe go to a technical school or even to college or to university, get your associate's degree, your bachelor's degree. So in your mind, you've already planned their life. And that's so unfair because every individual has their own life to live. And although you have the best intentions for that child, the bottom line is that child has his or her own life to live with or without your approval. Even if it's not in the direction in which you want them to go. You may want, let's say, for your child to become a successful lawyer and get a bachelor's degree and make $200,000 a year. Whereas they may want to be a cosmetologist and still make $200,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? So they're still making the same income bracket. They're just not doing what you want them to do. You know, and sometimes as a parent, when the like this mother here, when the child came to her and said, you know, she likes girls and she likes women and she's gay, her response was, I accept you, but in the same breath she said, but I don't want a gay child. You know, so somewhere inside of herself, she got to ask herself, she has a certain amount of homophobia in her, you know, and ask yourself, why are you saying you don't want a gay child? Is it because you do or don't accept your child? Because you accept your child, you accept them wholeheartedly, flaws and all. Let me finish flaws and all. Because are you concerned with what your friend's gonna say, what the family gonna say, what your neighbor's gonna say, what your coworker's gonna say? Because bottom line is that's your child, and you birthed them, you brought them into this world. So whatever direction they choose to take, whether it's gay, straight, bisexual, business professional, a bum, a blue collar worker job, or white collar job, that's your child. And the only thing I can say is you just hope for the best for them.
I recognize early on as a parent that there will be certain moments in your child's life that are vital. Like when they come to you with certain information, it's all about your reaction. And once you react, you can't take it back.
Exactly.
So when my daughter came to me to talk to me, and it was so awkward because I was on my way to take a drop her off so I could go take one of my teaching tests. And I failed the test, by the way, because she threw me all the way off with that. But when she told me, my reaction was, "Hey, Gucci Black, how are you?
How you doing?"
Listen, I need you in my life. Look at that beard. Oh, I got a thing for the bearded gang. Thing for the bearded gang. I just got all distracted. But she told me, and my response was, "Well, no matter what you decide, I'm gonna love you anyway." I just feel like in certain moments that you have to be very mindful of your response, so it could damage a relationship that is practically impossible to repair once the damage is done. For you to say, "I accept you, but I don't want no gay child," like who does that to your child? This is somebody you birthed. Hell, high water, baby, you mine. We in this together. But that's just me.
Legacy, what's your feedback?
Dang, how you know I was done talking?
I'm sorry.
Hold on, let me bring the quiet to an end. All right, go ahead.
Everybody out, I want to bring to the stage my younger cousin, Gucci Black, to the family.
Lord, you related to Legacy, Jesus.
That's Ray Ray.
Hey, Ray. Why black people always have double names? What's your name? Tay. Ray Ray. Quick.
Ray. Above you is the man that makes it possible for the ATL. That's Mr. Anthony Brown. You met him yesterday. Above me, to your right, I guess that would be one of the queens of the show, Miss T Savage, right there.
Okay,
we've already been introduced. I stopped to talk to him, so.
Okay, it's the glasses for me.
Oh, is it?
Listen, on that topic, I'm gonna go ahead. First of all, I need Craig them to learn how to read because it was like learning Ebonics. And it's horrible reading. You got to do better than that when you're in front of the screen.
He read perfectly fine.
Hooked on phonics work for me.
But for me, you know, as a parent, especially me having boys, the way I was raised, you know, that would be hard. That would be devastating, you know, growing up the way that I was raised. And one of my boys came to me and was like, "Hey, you know, I like gripping onto a dick."
Well, they're not gonna come to you like that.
I don't know how they're not gonna come out the bag like that at 9, 12, and 14. Of course not. But I don't know how it would have came out the bag. I'm just talking.
It's gonna be, "Hey dad, I'm gay."
How it would have came out the bag, the way that I was raised to perceive that was horrible. Even to this day, you know, with me not having any ill toward anybody that lives an alternative lifestyle, you know, I would be a little bit bothered because I couldn't see it coming. You understand what I'm saying? If I would have saw it at 5, 8, 12, then like Savage has had an opportunity to experience the little pockets of certain things that may have gave her notions that this was it. But you know, we have to also accept certain things about parents too. You know, certain things are not going to go on in parents' homes because that's where they pay the bills at. And if that parent tell that child, "I understand that's your lifestyle and that's what you want to do, but you can't do it here," they have a right also to stand that ground and say that too, because they don't have to engage in that lifestyle as well. So I see it from both perspectives. I don't just see it one way and think that the parent is wrong for having his or her opinion because of how they was raised. Change don't happen just like that. And you have to conditions or reprogram the same way that my mind was reprogrammed to say, okay, there's nothing wrong with a man who's heterosexual to be friends with someone who's homosexual or lesbian or transgender or things of that nature, because it is a condition that is taught over the years. Just like white folks were taught to hate black folks, that is also a hate condition that is taught, and you have to be reprogrammed. So I cannot condemn a mother or a father for having feelings and emotions about their dream of their child, like you say, Tony, doing these wonderful things, and they still may embark on those wonderful things. But you also have to give that parent time to adjust to what was just told to them also, because it does not just only affect the person who told it, it affects the person that received it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not say, oh, the parent was wrong for how she felt. That was a blow to that mama.
Right.
That was a hell of a blow. And it's like I say, and Tony, we done all seen this. We done all seen this in Savage, where we done seen kids at 4, 5 having resemblance of feminine traits, or we done seen female little girls who having masculine traits. Mm-hmm. And you like, dang, she run like a boy. Dang, she fight like a boy. She on windmill, she fight like a boy. And you see the dude that he doing the windmill, and he walking with a little twitch. And you like, oh my God, that's what it is. But to have your child, especially as a boy, walk the whole walk all the way through school, had it, varsity champion, wrestling, dominating. For a man, it would throw me for a loop, because I'm wondering, was you on the mat wrestling because you wanted to get a scholarship, or was you on the mat wrestling because you were trying to feel on somebody? Those would be the thoughts that would have came if I wouldn't have been able to reprogram my mindset, because all of it is a mindset.
And see, and it's funny that you say that. Just to touch on it just real quick, and I'm gonna let you finish. Heterosexual straight men and women automatically think that homosexuality is always about sex, and sometimes it has nothing to do with sex. So your mind automatically went, you on a wrestling team because you want to get a feel. No, I'm on the wrestling team because I like to wrestle. I'm on the wrestling team because I'm an athlete. Just like straight men assume that every gay man want them, and they don't. Just like every woman don't want you, every gay man don't want you. You know what I'm saying? So you don't walk down the street and say, oh my God, there's 40 women over there. All of them must want me. No, all the women don't want you, and half of the women probably not even looking your way. Yes, out of the 40 women, 2 or 3 might be checking you out and say, damn, dude kind of thick, a thick dude, looking good. Vice versa. If it's 10 gay guys over there and you walk down the street, 4 or 5 might be looking at you, but the rest may not be. Every gay man don't want every straight man.
Right.
So
go ahead, Ray.
Everybody.
Okay.
Hey, Juice.
Well, I done seen you, right? I done been to prison. I've been to prison 5 times, right?
Ray, not yet.
No, I know. But I've seen when he say he walked by, and 10 of the gay people might not want the dude, right? But I've seen in prison where they preyed on the little young boys, trying to turn them out.
Yep. Well, Ray, me and you both have been to prison, right? We both know this is why I tell young men, don't sag your clothes like that. Because me and you both know that in prison, those things are invitations to your ass. And if you are a young fish who have never been in this aquarium before, you have predators in that realm that do sneak you out to prey on you for sex. You have predators that prey on you to steal out your lockbox. They got predators for almost just take time off your phone and things like that. But in order to try as much as you can being in that situation, you have to carry yourself as a man. And when you carry yourself in that situation or that place, you don't normally, not saying that you won't get invitations and things like that, but you don't carry yourself that way to where, you know, because there were people in prison where I was at that niggas around here walking around with their pants sagging, showing their boxes, bending over their butt crack, showing. Those are invitations to come get some of this.
Yeah.
But that's the same notion of being out here on the streets, because the difference out here on the streets is you would have more predators who prey like that. Not saying everybody who's gay or straight ain't predators, but those are little snippets that people who are predators like that way attack and latch themselves onto individuals like that.
Right.
Because most Tony, before we move forward on this, let's go ahead, because we seem like we already done dove into the topic. Let's go ahead and put that flyer up and let's get it.
If you're just tuning in, we were just responding to a letter that was sent in by Craig. We did a video letter. And the letter actually has something to do with tonight's topic. Why can't gay men and straight men be friends? And we're here tonight with an array of guests. Got Gucci Black with us tonight, a relative of Legacy, the Great. And you're going to help share some things with us tonight, help educate us, seeing it from an outsider's point of view.
Now, before we start this, Ray, I got a question for you. And anybody who's out in the ATL world, ATL land, listen up. I want you to respond to this, and we'll try to respond back to everybody that sends in a comment. I would like to start off first by saying how this show came about. My kid's mom said to me that she don't know any heterosexual man that is okay with being friends with any homosexual or anybody that lives an alternative lifestyle.
Right.
I explained to her that I used to be that person that thought like her, because when you're raised a certain way, your parents grow up from the 50s, 60s, 70s into the 80s when you were born, that same ideology comes down to you as well. So I definitely was taught that you don't befriend homosexuals. But over the years, like Savage said on the show a little while ago, and you did too, Tony, people tend to educate themselves, and people tend to get their own understanding of things and see things from different perspectives of way that their parents did. And that's a good thing in a sense, because hopefully, we're moving away from white and black racism and any other racism in our country because of the new, I think they call it Gen X generation of kids. And so hopefully they go ahead and wash all this bullshit down. So along with that, so I told her, I say, I don't have any problem being friends with somebody who live an alternative lifestyle, because me and my friends who are friends that live an alternative lifestyle have a true understanding that Legacy love women. That's just not for me. And there's not one that I know of that I'm friends with have ever stepped across the line in any kind of way to, make our friendship come to an end. And she say, well, growing up, that she understood that if a straight man would be friend with a gay man, that straight man is curious about being with another man. And it took a lot for me not to lose it, because sometimes it's very hurtful to hear somebody say something because they themselves haven't took the time to educate themselves with this situation, and they're just talking off emotions. But yet they would make a statement to say, Well, I'm excluding a boy or a girl who wants to be a boy. She would befriend a girl who wants to be a boy, but and I'm like, what are you talking about? How do you think it's okay for you to say that a man can't be friends with a gay man, but a woman can be friends with a gay woman? I say that's pretty much the same thing. They both live an alternative lifestyle.
Double standard.
How do you know? How do you know that that man ain't looking at you when you ain't looking?
That's
How
right.
do you know that that woman ain't interested in you when you ain't looking? But the crazy thing is this: women will take off their clothes in front of other women just because they're women. In the bathrooms, at each other's homes, walk around touching each other's breasts, ass girl, they dance on each other left and right. And will go in these clubs and tell people they gay, even though that they straight, so that they don't get the attention or to get the attention off of them from other men. And you mean to tell me because me and one of my homeboys sat down and had a beer or a shot of Gentleman Jack that you telling me that I want to take him home or I'm interested in taking him home? Because see, me, if I want to hit an asshole, a woman got an asshole for me. So I ain't got to go lay with a man to make that happen. And like you once said, Tony, attraction is about energy. There's something about a woman that definitely drives me wild besides the shape of her ass, breast, the smell of her, all of that is what I want to smell. That energy is for me. And whatever man wants to be with another man, that energy is for him. But it does not condemn him as a human being in my eyesight, because at the end of the day, we just one human race and we need to treat everybody like we want to be treated and respect. So I guess Raymond will come back in a minute, but it's very detrimental. It's poisonous out here. It's very poisonous out here to where we're poisoning each other to hate. When I've had more beef in my whole entire life with men that's supposed to live a regular straight life, heterosexual life, so I done been in situations of having to have to kill people. And here it is. I've had friends, Chuck Dog. I've had friends that live alternative lifestyle, haven't had nothing but the best, wanting the best for me in my life. So no, I'm no longer turning away blessings and people in my life that want to see me succeed and help me be a better man than what I've always been.
I agree, Miss Juicy. I don't know how much of the conversation you caught, or did you even catch the letter? But we played a video letter with a lady who.
I heard it. I was listening on YouTube while I was driving.
Okay, so what do you think about the letter, and what do you think about tonight's topic?
The letter. I agree with T Savage and Legacy. On both parts, you got to be sensitive to your children and love them and their needs, because they're coming to you in confidence, and they're coming for the love of their parent and the acceptance of. I also agree with Legacy when it says you have a right to say, I don't want that there. If you're a parent who doesn't believe in that, because to me, society has shifted to a realm where it's accepted, but before it became accepted, it was not. And in my generation, I was brought up that is something that's not. And then to have to transition your mind, your state of being, of who you and what you believe in, and then accept something, that's a challenge to a lot of people. And so I look at it as that parent, I would not have said, I don't want a gay child. But then I think about in my home, my children hear me talk about homosexuality so much and my position on it that they may feel that I wouldn't want a gay child. but I want my child regardless of how they are. So for me, if you are, and I'll tell them, if you're gonna be that, you're gonna be it. You ain't gonna be in the closet, you ain't gonna beat around the bush, and you're gonna be what you choose to be, because I want you to be what you want to be. And I'm gonna support you in being it. I'm not gonna support the confusion. And so I hear legacy with the stipulation of in my home. Now in my home, I don't agree with premarital sex. I don't agree with doing that. You can have those feelings, like you were saying, Tony, that it's not necessarily sexual. It could be just the friendship that's there, and where they find more comfort and acceptance within that realm. Then fine, figure yourself out. But I always suggest wait until you are truly confident in who you are and what you want before you even go sexually with a person, whether it be male or female.
Like I was telling Gucci Black earlier, in a previous conversation before, like I met him like 2 days ago, and I was telling him that all of my male friends are heterosexual men. I probably got three gay friends.
How's that dry?
But my male friends are all heterosexual men.
Now with the friendship, I think everybody can be friends. I don't see sexuality should hinder a friendship. The sexual preference should hinder a friendship, because that's a friendship. But when those people are insecure about their sexuality, then I see where the problem could be. Legacy, like your baby mama was saying, in her position as a baby mama myself, when I see stuff questioning, it's kind of like a low blow. To me, it was more of an insult towards you being friends with than the truth of they can't be friends, And I've been that way before too. But I think the friendship can be, I have gay friends, male and female, and none of them have tried me, and I have not tried any of them. And so I even dated a guy. I was his gay, but he wanted me to be his decoy. So when he go out, he had a girlfriend, someone who people would not think he was gay. And I was okay with that. We had a great time. I dressed the best with him as my best friend. So I'm for enjoying life, living it to the fullest, but being respectful to all.
Welcome, Tiama. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Tiama.
Go, best friend. That's my best friend. Hey. Sorry, Bestie came in.
But let me tell you, when you come in and say something, I'm gonna go ahead to Gucci Black. Gucci, I'm gonna go ahead before we get into questions. I want you to go ahead and elaborate on this story. And also I want you to give your viewpoint on whether a heterosexual and homosexual alternative lifestyle individual can be friends or not, and how you view it.
Okay. Well, I view it like this. I don't get down. I don't hang out with no gay person or nothing like that. Like I don't do no interaction with a gay person. But I encountered one yesterday. Through you. I spoke with him. I spoke with Tony. I wouldn't have spoken to Tony without you. And that's my viewpoint. Like Savage was saying earlier, it'd be in the house. No, you can't bring that to my house. No. Period. That's out. You know what I'm saying?
Right, with you saying that, and you're feeling that you couldn't have ever spoke to Tony other than when it came through me. Now, you've known me my entire life. well, your entire life.
Right.
And I pretty much helped raise you and things like that. You had a very optical view of my path and my life.
You raised him?
Huh?
Damn, you old.
A little bit older than you.
No, you a lot older than me if you raised that man in the middle.
That
Okay.
man right there your age. And all my life you've known me to do what?
Sell dope. fuck many bitches.
Well, that's all your life you've known me to love women, right?
Yeah.
So when
that's an understatement, yeah. I'm just saying.
So when I introduced you to the show and I explained to you the dynamics of our show, what did I lay out to you?
You laid out each person in the show and how they live.
All right. And by me being the only heterosexual and you feeling how you felt, at any time did you think because I was friends with Tony?
It's just what do you
I'm about to say, can only men be heterosexual?
No.
Then you ain't the only one.
Well, but you right. You right. I forgot you was on here, Ju.
I'll turn that back on. I cut it off.
So
I mean,
at any time did you think that I was interested in a man, knowing that me and Tony friends?
No, I didn't. Not at one time, and I expressed that to you, like, cause you just always been you. I never really thought like the way you say that you was brought up like it was fire. I never really thought you gave a fuck.
So you've known me to always go my own path and not really care about what other people's opinion of me because I know who I am.
Right.
Hold on. Let me ask him a real quick question. Okay, because this is something to do with how you and I met, Legacy. So, Mr. Gucci, I used to work at Walmart for like 8-9 years. In the last maybe 3 years, I worked in a money center where they was cashing checks, doing the money grams and all that kind of stuff. That's how I met Legacy. Legacy used to come in there and had his little hustle going on through MoneyGram and cashing checks and doing whatever he was doing. We became friends through that. And plus, I had a side business where I was selling fragrances and oils and lotions and stuff like that. So he would buy my products. Now, we became good friends because one, I stood up for him because one of the supervisors didn't want him to do something because they thought he was doing something illegal. But I defended him because I knew he wasn't doing nothing illegal. And then that gave him so much respect for me as a person. I just stand up for him because I thought he was an attractive man. It was just because I thought he was a human that was doing what was right. Okay, so we became friends. Now, being that how you feel towards gays and don't want to deal with them, don't want to have an interaction with them, plenty of times I was the only one in the money center. So had you come to the money center to do a transaction and I was the only one there, would you still come in the money center and let me?
No, I would have sent somebody in.
Now I got a question. If he raised you, the presentation that he set as an example to you is because you confident about who you are, or he's confident about who he is. What makes you so insecure?
I don't feel like I'm insecure. I'm very comfortable with who I am. You feel me? But I'm just not into that. And like I do things that I'm into. You know what I'm saying? Like if I gave you an example yesterday, like if I'm a robber, I ain't really hanging with drug dealers. I'm hanging out with them to rob them. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't my lifestyle. That ain't nothing I condone, man. So there's no need for it. I don't need it. It has nothing to do with insecurity.
Okay. But look at it this way. If you're a robber and I'm a robber, I just happen to sleep with men. We still robbers. So that's what we have in common. That's the attraction is we're both robbers.
Yeah, see, so you see that we'll have something in common. We wouldn't have nothing in common.
But see, me as a robber, I don't care who you sleeping with. So why would you care who I'm sleeping with?
Yeah, it don't fit in my everyday lineup. You know what I'm saying? Type spill.
So,
and that's what I meant by people have a right to choose, because he has his values that he's standing on. And it's not our place to impose and try to tell him you shouldn't be that way. That's a respect, because that's his choice. I am not court.
Yeah.
I don't buy it for people. I don't cook it for people, and I'm not gonna tell someone to go get it. I'm gonna tell you, like, even when y'all was talking about those Gucci, I said why wouldn't I do it? Because it got gelatin in it. So I won't even look at the product, because when I see gelatin, it's done. So
Right.
I feel you when you say that about it. I was just inquiring because, in a sense, are you avoiding people and places because there's a gay person there? That limits where you're going, because it's so many gay people in the world. How can you determine who is and who isn't?
Right. Okay. I'm finna go into this story for you, right? I'm in prison, right? And one day I'm on the phone, I'm talking on the telephone, right? And this known punk that's in the prison, I think I see him watching me, like he watching me. So I'm like, I have my same outlook, like I don't deal with them, so it's no need, right? So I'm like, I'm checking it out, right? So what I do when I get off the phone, I go to the shower, because I feel like this man watching me, right? So I go to the shower, right? But I don't take off none of my bottom. I got my whole pants set still on, boots and everything on, right? So just like I thought, homeboy come around the corner, and he asked me, could he suck my dick? And when I asked him, I said, what you said? And he said it again. And I gave him everything I had. You hear me? I gave him everything I had. Like, I beat this man so bad, I picked up locker boxes and slammed it on his head and everything. I beat him so bad that they took me out to prison and sent me to the county jail, gave me a new charge. They gave me a new charge. I got an extra year where they gave me 5 years on the thing running with the 4 years I was doing, so it gave me an extra year that was just out there hanging. You know what I'm saying? So after that happened to me, I just felt like it was bad luck. I just say, man, fact is bad luck, man. I just need to stay from around that. I almost just lost my life for nothing, because this man approached me with his lifestyle, and I don't even rock like that.
Now you know you had a choice, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't rock like that. About your business, you could have even saw him looking and said, "Bro, I see you looking. I don't rock like that. Go look somewhere else," and not even gone to the shower.
I don't juice it in prison. That's not the answer.
Yeah,
that's not the answer in prison.
I let him know that he shouldn't even have came across my path with that. Like, that shouldn't when he seen me, that should have never been his outlook when he ran across me.
But you would never know till you ask.
No, I'm not the person to ask. You need to ask somebody else, because
like
the way I carry myself, like hold on one second. Just like you said earlier. Hold on one second, Tony. Just like you said earlier. I'm one of them people. I walk around prison every day with my pants sagging and dare the nigga to say something about it. Damn the nigga to pull up about it. Every day. You know what I'm saying?
You were confusing them.
So you knew what that sign meant, and then you had a problem with someone approaching you. I'm lost. I'm so lost in the sauce.
Okay, hold on one second.
As you think now, they looking at ass for days, and then you gonna sit there and get mad.
Okay,
Bruh.
but you just spoke to me. You just spoke to me. You just spoke to me about insecurity. Okay, I wasn't insecure. I was being who I am. I rock my jeans the way I want to rock them. They mine.
But you're in a different environment.
And I'm a man first for anything. I'm a man first for anything.
But look, to me, it looked like you provoked that. For the simple fact, okay, I see you watching me. I'm gonna go to the one place that I know we get it in, to the showers. So that was like a calling card for dude to follow you.
Okay, check me out, right?
Set that man up.
Set his ass up. Set his ass up. That shit ain't for everybody. Set his ass right up. Cause a real nigga would have never came back there. A real nigga would have never showed up.
He was gay. He said he was a real
You
nigga.
knew
He was a
gay.
real gay nigga. He was coming for what you was selling.
And I feel like
I
gave him justice.
I was asleep. I woke up to give. You set that man up.
I gave him justice.
That the prison ain't the place for that. But
I gave the man his
prison ain't
justice.
the place to be sagging.
Listen.
Prison ain't the place to bend over.
Okay, can I ask you a question? If I was to see you in a club and you got on some booty shorts, that ain't telling me to slap your ass?
No.
And let me tell you, they will go out their way to slap it.
Yeah.
Exactly. But to men, that's a calling card to come get it.
Yeah.
So
that's a calling card to come get it when you wear your pants sagging.
That's why he said that he wears them regardless of where he at, the same, because he's a man wherever he stands.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not denying that you're a man where you stand. I'm just saying you set him up.
You set that man up. You set that
so
man up.
So that mean when the man in the club grab the ass, you set him up.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wore them clothes for some attention. I wanted.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay,
we dress for what we like.
Yeah, but then sometimes you got a lot of people like, oh yeah, but no, don't touch me. Don't put your hands on me.
Exactly.
Look at us. And the same way with the man, he was looking at you.
But this
I ain't gonna go with my dukes on. I ain't gonna sit there and go to the men's bathroom.
But guess what? I'm gonna clear this up for you, cuz in prison, to go to the shower, because y'all speaking from a very never being their perspective, and it's a whole different rules and regulations that goes on from prison to jail. If I walk to the shower and you knowing that I'm not like this because you ain't never seen me
but
deal
he don't
with
listen, he don't know that.
He does know this.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Y'all don't
Let me
understand.
help y'all. Wait, Legacy, no. What you saying don't understand. You talking to a one-on-one prison. Let's do it. Nah, baby. Good plan, wrong woman.
Nobody.
If your butt, first of all, y'all have the most. Y'all know y'all got those niggas in
this
prison.
podcast.
Legacy.
And Raymond.
You act like you do not know in prison.
You never been to prison?
Those, I'm only in prison punk. But when they're in the free world, they ain't gay.
That's a lot of people that live there, but that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is the rules that goes on inside a chain gang.
But the rules that goes on in the chain gang are still the same.
They're
Nothing
not.
has changed.
They're not.
They're not.
So you mean to tell me you see a gay man watching you, you go to the one place you know that they be fucking at?
No. See, also, prison ain't like that. Prison, the shower is the place where fights take place. That's where you
go. A fight, so Legacy, if a fight can take place, you trying to tell me a fuck can't take place? Come on, bro. Don't even play.
All of that takes place.
Gay rapes in the shower and all take place.
On the podcast, Tayama, that doesn't take place in there. Nobody argued when Juicy said that's where it takes place. What we're saying is, if you go in,
listen, she's entitled to her opinion. That's the way she viewed it.
That was a setup. No matter how you chop it up.
However she want to view it, I showed that nigga when he crossed the line with me where I stood.
Legacy.
I put my life on the line for it.
Say here, I'm not comfortable with the way you looking at me.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that.
No shower. That was the ultimate setup.
You cannot do that in prison. You have to do it.
Legacy. When they said, when Juicy and Tiama said, well, the guy don't know that he was not with it or not with it, and you said yes, he does. First of all, if you put me in prison and there's 30 men in there, I don't automatically know. Oh, those 7 mess around and those don't. You don't know. You don't know until you try them.
Right. And you're not. And it's like they say like, but you can't defend yourself for a nigga trying you out of line.
Right, but something that goes back to that's the rebuttal of what Legacy said, that he do know. No, he don't know. He didn't know until he got the ass whooped.
You can tell by the way I carry myself that I don't, man.
No,
Man,
Let me tell you.
no.
See,
But he didn't
hold
know
on.
that you didn't want to get that dick wet. He did not know that.
Hey, all that go back to I showed you, Tony. That proved the point I told you. They preying on him. They see me as a young guy, and he thought he was gonna come around the corner with that, and I was gonna go for it, but I wasn't.
Well, I got a question. What you mean they knew by the way you carried yourself that you weren't gay? Because all gay men. Let me get my question out, babe.
Okay.
All gay men don't carry themselves like they're gay men. I know gay men that are more masculine than you are.
Okay. Now listen, I can answer that question for you. In prison, right? It's a gang of flamboyant punks like everywhere, right? And they all be together. They all together. And they hang around guys that get booty. Like the guys are chasing them. They're at them. I've never done none of that. You've never seen me walk over to and be hanging out or walk around nowhere. Never.
So you're saying that everybody that is masculine and gay, they will be hanging around this crowd as well?
Yeah, masculine.
They wouldn't be mixed in with the straight people.
Man, a masculine guy that mess with punks, yes, he will be hanging out with him. He'll be kissing him, loving him.
Yes.
Yes.
What about the ones that sneak and do it?
Okay, they get exposed.
When they get exposed, they get exiled.
Yeah, like you can't be around the real niggas no more.
So he was just probably trying to expose you because you was wearing your pants down.
But he got exposed. That's the bottom line. He went out there on the limb and it cost him.
Hey, Gucci, where you from, Gucci Black?
I'm from Miami, Florida, but I was raised in Valdosta.
I told you the baby's down there.
Let me see them teeth, Mr. Gucci. Show me them goals.
Y'all getting more. But let me piggyback on what you said earlier, Gucci. Like going to Walmart and everything, you as a man, because you see the gay man behind the counter, you have the right to choose whether or not to utilize this. Well, I too, as a gay person behind the counter, have the right to refuse you. And I'm gonna give you a quick story that happened to me when I was in Walmart. Now, I was a senior person in the money center, which means I knew more than everybody else. This guy came into the money center and he didn't want me to help him because he, I guess, detected that I must be gay. So he didn't want me to help him. He waited till Miss Diane came from her break and came to the next register. So when Miss Diane came in, he came back. So I saw him earlier. He didn't come in. He came in, he saw me. He looked around, he left. Miss Diane came back on break. He came back in and went to Miss Diane, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. I respect everybody. Miss Diane didn't know the answer to what he needed. So Diane came to me and was asking me a question pertaining to him. And my response was, oh no, he don't need my help. I'm sorry, I can't help him.
Right.
Because I was here earlier and asked to help him. He rolled his eyes and walked out. So he don't need me. So I hope he get his answer, but it won't be from me.
Right. See, he should have never came back in. That's why I told you. When I come in and I seen it, I was going to get somebody else.
But I got a serious question for you, Ray.
Unless they grew up together or they.
I'm sorry. The statement that was made is a straight person will not be friends with a gay person unless they grew up together or they're some kin.
You see? Go ahead.
I just don't
If
feel.
Person is around what interests them. I don't smoke, so I'm not going to be with a group of people that have blow smoke in my face all day. Doesn't mean I dislike them, just don't feel comfortable.
Okay, to April Davis, my question is, April, you're a heterosexual female. Let's say I'm a female who's gay. If I'm all about making money, building that bank, getting that bag, making that coin, and you're business-minded, I'm business-minded, like let's say you make candles, you make shirts, you make dinners. That's all about making a coin. I may have ideas and designs for your shirts. I'm a gay female. We're friends because of the business, not because of who I sleep with. So I'm saying, I want to be your friend because you're business minded and I like the way you think. You're all about getting that coin. So me as a gay female, I want to be your friend for that reason. Even as a gay man and you being a straight female, I still want to be your friend because of the business aspect. I could care less who you sleep with, who you sleep with, who you desire to sleep with, your sexual preference. I don't care if you sleep with animals. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not even going to ask that question because it has nothing to do with me. My question is going to be to you, girl. Let's make this coin.
But Tony, let's not always see what you're doing is sectioning it off. You don't have to just be friends with somebody because you're getting a bag.
Right.
That's not a friendship. That's a business.
That's true.
That's not a friendship. And every friendship can be or should not be based off of getting a bag. If you're going to be friends, you're going to be able to hang out with each other. You're going to be able to do things for each other, regardless of whatever your sexual preference is. You wouldn't be uncomfortable with being around that individual based off of because of their sexual preference. But let me ask you all a question.
Like I told Goofy, most of my male friends are all heterosexual.
Let me ask this question.
And per the definition of a friendship, that is still being a friendship.
No, I can't say that because I'm in business with somebody that we're friends. I can be business with a bunch of people and we're not friends. Friends is somebody I hang out with, do things with, without it being about $1.
But a friend is also an acquaintance. A friend is also someone you know. So your definition may be, your personal definition may be different, but the view of a friendship has like 7 different ways to be.
Okay, so Tony,
it can be.
Houston, let me give you a prime example. We have somebody that attends this show.
Hold on 1 second, please. Jeanette Brown said, if you are secure with yourself and your sexuality, it doesn't matter who you're around and who you are. Around you are who you are.
Now, let me say this.
Okay, Craig.
People say they go to barbershops and they get in chairs with people and they cut their hair. And just because this person is an associate of mine and I let him cut my hair doesn't make him my friend.
True.
It just means that I enjoy the body of work that he produces for me.
True.
Out of everybody that's in that shop, and I have a cordial conversation while I'm sitting there.
Exactly.
Everybody I'm associated with don't get to come into my house. Only somebody that I consider a friend or a brother or a sister enters into my home. So just because we are associates outside at a business function or getting money together, if we don't know how to chill and be friends outside of that sector of business, then we're not friends.
Right.
But that's
anybody on the podcast.
That's not me, because that's not where friendships are. I got a lot of different. If that be the case, I don't have any friends.
You might don't.
But I do. You're my friend.
No, yes, but guess what? If you lived in West Palm Beach, when we do things together as a family and a friend, guess what? The same way you call, the same way Savage said she called me and I went for her is because she is my friend. She is my sister.
Would you be offended and not consider me your friend if I lived in West Palm, but I never invited you over to my home? Would you think that I would?
Yes, I would. If we did things together, if we went out and had drinks, if we went out to dinner together and did things like that, you do stuff for me, I do stuff for you, financially or not financially, then yes, I would consider you my friend. Me going to your house doesn't mean that I'm not your friend.
But what if you don't come to my house? Does that mean you're not my friend?
If you've never given a function or invited nobody from this podcast ever to your house to meet your children, to do anything like that, no, you're an associate.
But an associate is a friend.
It's not.
It's in the eye of the viewer, bro.
Yeah, it all depends on how they see it. Everybody has their own interpretation. There's no one definition.
So now we just
hey, listen, I gotta hang with Legacy on this one. Y'all know Juicy is the kumbaya hippie of the group. Love and unicorns.
The dictionary say that's a friend.
Listen.
April says there's a difference between an associate and a friend. Big facts, April.
Amen.
That's true, April.
But April, when it comes to Juicy, she is the heart of the world.
But
she's the heart of the world.
Let me ask this question, right? Because it looked like we pushing for 13 minutes. So let me ask y'all this. Let me ask you and Savage. Y'all both have been married. Y'all are married. How would you feel if your significant other...
Savage, get him in line. Divorce.
I am happily divorced.
Let me tell you, for Legacy to be the one, listen, for Legacy to be the one that don't believe in marriage,
Gucci.
Gonna keep straight up married to the death.
Gucci,
okay?
Meet me in the back office, baby.
Okay, Gucci, it is free women on this podcast. Don't.
Oh, wait a minute now. We ain't free, but
wait, let me tell
I am available.
That's how Legacy doing it.
Oh, no, you said
he blocking all the Gucci. He blocking all the Gucci.
Let
me teach you some stuff,
ahead.
Gucci. I am a teacher. I'm an educator. Let me teach you.
Tony, Ray, I want your opinion.
Wait. We didn't even get the question.
I'm trying to get to it.
Don't talk to me like that, half pint.
Don't you talk to me like that, little one.
Ain't nothing little about me, sir. Nothing.
But let's get to it, Mama. Listen to me. If your significant other man was friends with an alternative lifestyle personnel, do you feel that that person
with a gay man?
What Tony say with a gay person? How would you feel about your man being friends with someone who lives a different lifestyle than what y'all live?
If I am secure, if I know my man, I don't have an issue with it. Because my man most likely ain't gonna want to be friends with no gay guy. But let's just say he is. I'm okay with that. I'm okay because I do who I'm with.
Suspect. I would wonder.
I mean, that's like saying Legacy and Legacy was your man, Juicy. But
now,
he friends with Tony, who is the gay man. How is that different?
It is.
Huh?
That's a relationship that is already pre-existing. So I would see that as their friends.
So you would respect it if it was pre-existing, but if it came about after y'all got together, it'd be an issue?
I'm saying it would be an issue if I said I feel a little suspect.
An issue. That's a ripple. That's a ripple.
No. Well, if an associate, if an acquaintance is not a friend, even though it's the definition of friend, suspect is not an issue.
Juicy, we're gonna need you to get your speaker together, baby. We can barely hear you.
I mean, I'm just saying that she got the camera on at this point.
Before I answer my question, I'm gonna give y'all a little history.
Juicy, go out and come back in.
I have been friends with straight people. I have been friends with gay people. Mm-hmm. One of my best friends is gay. I would trust this man with my life. One thing that I have learned throughout life, gay people, for the most part, the world turned their back on them. If you wind up getting a gay friend, I'm saying a friend, not associate, that person will cherish you like their mother or their father, sister, and brother. Because damn near half of them don't even have a family. So the friends that they do take on, they don't look at you as a friend. They look at you as family. Mm-hmm. To where my son's son, his godfather is a gay male. That little boy that's right there, he's 9 months. He'll be 10 months. My best friend is gay. His godmama is up over UT Savage. And his goddaddy is Junior. And he is a gay male. I trust him more than I trust the daddy with him, my mama with him, to the death. He will protect that boy with all he got. So when y'all say, oh, I can't deal with gay people, I won't be around them, that's your preference. Let me tell you, that may be your preference. But these niggas that you think is so hard, oh, that's my bro, they got my bike. They'll sell you up the river for not even $1. Just to cover they behind on something they did, they will sell you up the river. But yet that gay person will do 10 years for you and don't even know what it was that was done. All they know, they'll prefer them to be in there than you.
You know, I was brought up with
you might be sleeping on a real good friend, a real good soulmate, life partner. And when I say soulmate or a life partner, that ain't someone that you're sexual with. That is that one person you connect to the death that you know got your bike through and throughout. Somebody was to tell you something about this person, you know them somewhere that you'll tell them, if he said that, don't come tell me, because 9 out of 10, he already told me. You can't tell me shit by my best friend. That's why I'm like, you might be sleeping on some of the best thing of your life because you basing it on what the world thinks or how the world feels.
Tay, so answer the question. How would you feel if your husband was friends with and
Let me tell you, you have to be friends. My husband has to be friends with a gay person. Because if you're not friends with my best friend or accept him, you wouldn't even make it to be my husband.
You know, my mom and my father, they were married, been together all my life. And my father had a friend who was, it's not 10, 11, was homosexual. And my dad and them were the best of friends. There was no relationship sexually between them. My mother was not insecure. I didn't even see him as a gay person. I saw him as my uncle. I saw him as my father's friend. So I truly have that, what you're saying. When I say it's to be suspect to me, if a new one come around, if a female come around, I'm going to question it. Once my husband tells me where he is and nah, that's not, then okay, cool. But at the same time, my suspect will, at my mind, I'm being open and honest about me, I'm a wonder, why this friend?
But Juicy, like Tony gave the example.
Look, it could be a crackhead. And I'm going to be like, you smoking crack now?
Juicy, Tony gave Gucci a story about how me and him met. So if I'm already in a relationship with you and me intermingling in Walmart because that's a public place and I do a lot of business in this place and I build up a little friendship with Tony because Tony sells oils and perfumes and things of that nature. So we build a bond through me buying stuff for you, me buying stuff for myself, my older boys, and over the years of being friends or being associates, it grow into a friendship. Now, me and you've been together 8, 9, 10 years, and just because you haven't seen or known that I have a personal friendship with Tony in that time frame doesn't mean it's suspect. It just means that you didn't know that I had a friend.
Now, okay, I can respect that. And at that point, it does still, on my term of suspect, will still fall into place of why didn't I know? Because if you would have came home and said, babe, I met so-and-so, then okay. You ain't even got to say he gay. Then when I meet him and I realize he gay, oh, but you already explained your acquaintance. You already explained.
How many of your friends have you walked in the house when you build a friendship and just walk in the house and tell your significant other, hey, you know, today me and Gucci Black became friends?
Well, you know what? When I meet people, I tell I talk about everybody I meet.
Ray, how many people once you become friends with somebody, y'all you walk in the house and announce that I got a new friend. I'm in the first grade. I got a new friend.
No.
People don't do that.
Exactly. You won't even know that I'm gay. Like, you won't even know that I date girls. Honey, you'll be my friend more than 6 months before that would even be revealed.
And we'd be friends because it ain't about the sexuality.
Like, I don't walk around saying, okay, if I walk past Shorty and damn, she thicker than a motherfucker, I'm going to stop in my tracks and be like, damn, what's up, little mama? You would not know that about me. Or you would see, damn, she light skinned, you got some nice long hair. Like, you would size me up as me. My sexual preference will never come across the screen. Darn, she's a damn good mom. You will only see what is shown to you. Like,
that's
my best friend, you will not look at him and be like, oh, he gay. The first thing you'll say is, boy, that motherfucker fine. Because that's what I said. When I saw my best friend, I was like, damn.
Now, Ray, let me, cause we getting close. So let me get your opinion on that. What do you think about that, Ray? Do you think, even with the way that you feel and the experience that you've been through, do you feel that a heterosexual man can be friends with a homosexual man and a heterosexual woman can be friends with a homosexual lesbian woman without it being sexual?
Okay. I would go with I would go into the line of the contradiction, man, because two women, it's not even really, it's the guy thing for me. That's it. Seems whack to me. You feel me? So I would definitely go up under the, because I don't. But yeah, Tony, like me, yeah, I can't see it because that ain't me. But I have seen it with my own eyes take place a lot of times in prison. Like, niggas be like, oh yeah, that punk straight. You know what I'm saying? He cool. Nigga don't care who see him, talk to him, dap him down when they see him, whatever the case.
What have you seen on the street?
Oh yeah, they be kind of hidden. But Miami wide open, so niggas be, some niggas be wide open. Nigga don't care.
I want to share with you a real quick story before we go. I remember one time there was this female, Akila. I was over Akila's house one time, and Akila's mom was there, was visiting her at her house. Akila had several kids, and they were all like school age kids, and all her kids called me Uncle Tony. So Akila referred to me as her big brother, whatever, and we was cool. Akila came back to me like a week later and said, "You know what my mom asked me?" I said, "What? Do I trust you around my kids?" I said, "Really?" Now her mom was a school teacher, educated black woman, a woman of intelligence. Akila had to explain to her mom, he's a gay man. Gay men sleep with men, not children. They'll make him a pedophile. There's a difference.
Hey, I told somebody that. I
sleep with children. I sleep with men.
Based on the question, she can't be that smart. Everybody that's educated is not smart. Let me just put that out there.
But you know what?
Okay.
Her perception is based off of a previous experience that she may have had. And back when I was growing up, the men were messing with the children because they weren't open with men. So they were fondling children and turning children out. So her position of asking is just as a grandma and where she is in her life and her understanding.
I don't know about that. I disagree.
Yeah, because you're going to vouch for everything for homeboy. You know what I'm saying? You're going to vouch for everything with him.
Well,
I just think it was an ignorant question. And at the end of the day, you got to know me well enough to know that I'm smart enough not to put my children at risk.
Okay,
if that was the case, but that can't be an assumption made just because he's a gay male.
But exactly. So with that, Juicy, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier about being an associate and being a friend. Because if you are an acquaintance, associates.
If that's an acquaintance, they shouldn't be around your kids anyway. If they're just an acquaintance.
So therefore, for you to bring someone around your children, you've already befriended that individual. you've already spent the time to get to know and learn this individual and his or her ways before you allow someone to be around the most precious things that you love, that you brought here to earth.
I know a woman who has a child by a man who she considered to be heterosexual, and he made it seem like he was too. But he molested his own child.
I'm killing everybody.
Okay. So at that point, my experience in life, I stand where I stand. The first definition of a friendship says someone of affection. That's 1A. 1B is acquaintance. There's not much difference.
It's a big difference. You are first an acquaintance before you are a friend.
The definition that people are raised up on when they look at it.
Stop trying to your point of view.
It's a point. It's a choice.
So Tony, we have a time. We'll get on that at the back of the stage about something that you use all the time on somebody else all the time. But it's past our due time. We'll meet backstage.
Juicy had a quick question.
Go ahead, Ju.
So I'm in Washington D.C. as y'all know, and with everything that's going on is with the Ukraine and stuff. We've had our exits are getting locked down, and Humvees are positioning 2 Humvees full of military. Are y'all seeing that there?
Nope.
I'm hearing about it.
You're hearing about it. So that's what took me so long to get back home, to get my phone, to be able to get onto the show like I needed to, because the highway is shut down with military. We haven't seen a tank. So it's just kind of bewildering. Just wondered.
Nah, you where they at to where if they gonna blow up something, they want that White House. That's why. That's it, girl. You're in the wrong city. You're in the wrong state.
But the place they really want is in Kansas, where they keep all the weapons.
Well, I see every time I go past Culver's, I can look to the right hand side when I'm going, and I see tanks and everything right there at the armory. So
I pass it every day.
Every day. So
no, but she's saying is it blocking off the streets?
Oh no, it ain't doing none of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're doing that. They were setting up decoys.
But like I said, just to switch real quick. I want to thank your children's mother for inspiring the topic of tonight, and I hope this show enlightened her and changed her viewpoint on how she sees things, because you can't have the double standard. If it's okay for women to be friends with a gay woman, then it should be okay for men to be friends with a gay man. Because you can't not see an issue here, but you see an issue here. That's a double standard. It goes both ways. So I say, I just hope that tonight's show has, enlightened and opened the eyes. Because like I said, I met, I ain't gonna say all of your kids, but I met most of your kids. I met most of your kids. I met T Savage's child. I met Tiama's children. So it hasn't been an issue.
No, what you're supposed to say. One thing about Anthony Brown, he's loyal. I'm a great friend, and all around, I'm a cool ass motherfucker who wouldn't want to be my friend. Oh,
amen.
Child. Hey, look, that's my bougie ass.
That's my sister.
Hey, look, I'm so dope. The chicks that you tell talking shit about me too, they start being my friend. I'm dope as fuck.
Well,
of course he's my friend.
I want to just thank everybody for participating tonight in this right here. This was and I also hope that it can pierce her heart and mind to look at things from a broader perspective, because society has definitely grown. Nobody
Oh,
said.
no, I have
think you
nothing
have
against gay
nothing
people.
No, we never said anything against gay people.
You just
So,
have an
but you had
insecurity
great
against gay men
questions
being
for this
friends.
topic.
Right, you just have an insecurity as far as men being friends with gay men. But it's okay
So-
for women to be friends with gay women.
Hold on, y'all, 1 minute. Let me tell you why a lot of women have problem with it. It is these down low brothers that like literally put this insecurity mindset onto women to where they feel that if a gay man is with a supposedly straight man as friends, it's DL. That's based on the the scars that are left from these DL brothers that's pretending to be straight. They were never straight. They was just hiding in a straight man's body.
Good
And
one.
Tiama, that's what I meant by I would be suspect, because if it was already hidden, then it will just make me, I would question it. Now I'm not gonna question and accuse and make that person be you're gay. If you be like, nah, I'm cool. But I would ask if it was something that, oh, you just came up with a new friend.
I
But
think
if
you as a spouse, I think you definitely have the right to ask. You know, because it's new. It's a new friend, a new person that came into the circle. So definitely ask, but don't assume.
no, that's what I say. My suspect is I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, definitely ask.
Well, I got a question, because a lot of people say, and I meant to ask this question for Ray
Topic.
when he was on here tonight. A lot of people have these homophobic thoughts in their mind, but if you was lying on the ground or if you choking to death, and the only person there to give you CPR is a person that lives a gay lifestyle, do you prefer to die?
Some people will say yes.
Or do you prefer for this person to save your life?
There's people who will say yes. There are people who will prefer not to get help from a black person if they don't like black people or Mexican. There's prejudice is real.
Well, what that shows is it shows the ignorance.
Amen.
Hold on. It shows the ignorance and the bigotry that has been taught and embedded in you, because just like we take two white kids, we take a white child, a black child, and a Hispanic child at baby birth and let them grow up and live in the same communities, they can be the best of friends until grown folks start to poison their thoughts.
Right.
But
and
that person's not ignorant. That person is standing on their beliefs.
And guess what? You can have beliefs that are ignorant because you don't have the facts.
But hate is ignorance.
Hate is ignorance. It's a prejudice.
Well, you call it tomato, I call it tomato. It's still the same.
Because it hinders people from growing. It's like a rose growing in the concrete. You barely ever see that.
Look, I'm just being the devil's advocate.
We already
know.
We already
make a
Juicy.
I put it in timeout.
Juicy is the hippie of the group.
Yeah, we
Let's
love you.
meditate in love.
But listen, guys, we are 10 minutes.
But let me put my order in. April, I need some candles. I heard you got a candle bit. I need some candles. I'll cash app you. So next time he go pick up his daughter, send my candles. Let me know how much they are, the fragrances. And I need to see at least one of your shirts so I can see your quality, because we get shirts made all the time. So we might need you to get some shirts. See, I'm doing business with black businesses. The gay man. I'm supporting you, girl. Let's do this.
All right, all right.
She don't have a problem with gay men and her. She have a problem with gay men and him.
But guess what? She met me through him. And that's like spending money.
I like all the coins, gay coins, purple coins. I like
it ain't
any
tricking
coin.
if you got it.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Tony, let's close out tonight with Juicy's information because we can talk about this topic for days. Juicy,
So
go ahead.
Facebook, Nicole Purse. The number 785-422-6949. And actually, that number is going to be changing shortly, so scratch that. On Instagram, please come on and follow me and Miss Beautiful. We're missing homeopathic healing TikTok. Okay. Juicy Cakes. We don't have to do email. That's it.
All right, let's go ahead and bring out Savage Queen. Go ahead and let them know how they can reach out to you.
IG T Savage 1000, Facebook Anya Drayton Burrs, TikTok at T_Savage 100. Email is burrsanya@gmail.com. 786-525-4691. Legacy, I text you. Check it out.
I saw you. I'm gonna answer you backstage. All right, let's bring out the boss lady, Miss Tayama Sweetness.
Tayama Copeland 1 on Facebook. Just in time accessories at Gmail. Get at me.
And that's Tyson Mama.
Tyson Mama.
Yeah, Tyson Mama.
He got a daddy too, y'all.
Let me tell you, I am beyond tired from working. He do. And I need to start. I need to start making good on that so I can get some damn sleep.
Okay. Let's go ahead and bring out the man that makes this thing possible for us to be able to have this platform, to be able to, educate and inform. Sometimes try to reprogram thoughts to, we can get to higher levels of understanding. That's why we have about 4, 5, 6, 10 people come on our show to give their viewpoints. The man that he's a pain in my ass. He gives all of us the opportunity to be able to, do our thing, and I appreciate you, bro. Mr. Anthony Brown, come to the stage.
Yes, I'm Anthony Brown. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube under The Anthony Brown Show. And I also have a Facebook page called Anthony the Writer. Please follow that page. And my wholeheartedly saying that I live by and I follow and I promote is you got to grind until you shine. If you need to reach me, you can reach me at 561-768-3710. And before we go, just to remind everybody, make sure you tune in on Friday. Friday, we'll be doing a show on Vincent Simmons. He was freed from prison after 44 years of a crime that he says he did not do. So we'll be talking about that on Friday. Make sure you tune in on Friday.
All right. Thank you. Coming to the stage. Legacy the Great. You can reach me, Legacy the Great, on Facebook up under Dream Williams. You can also reach out to me on YouTube under Antonio Williams. My email address is aunyawms121@gmail.com. Also, you can hit me up on my new email. It is legacyunlocked@mail.com, and you can reach out for promotional and business commercials and things like that for the ATL. And you can reach me at area code 229-630-7615. I want to just thank everybody tonight for taking their time out. Mr. Gucci Black, I want to thank all the commenters that gave their input and insight on things like that. I want to thank Chuck for trying to come in and do his thing, but definitely Darren, Juicy, for participating in here. And I just want to leave this thought on your brains tonight. At the end of the day, there are going to be people that enter into hell that you thought would enter into heaven. And there are going to definitely be people that enter into heaven that you thought was entering hell. Be mindful of how you treat God's children, because you might have a seat in hell also. ATL Hope.
ATL. Anthony, Tioma, T Savage, Legacy. They're back. They're the best. Let's get it. Season 2.
I'm the best at this shit, that's fact. And there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. Okay, I'm the best you ever cast, just spell the way. First off, ain't no beef with the spitters in my city. But if it comes to 28, man, this shit get gritty. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers, even dead on the scene. Since you wanna be actors, just the message. I'm talking open hills and places. Schools over feeling foggy, I'll be patiently waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all number one, just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move, going against me. Once when you ready to lose the game, the street, the zone is took. This the message, hope it leave you from me rappers. Sure, yeah, the message. So y'all know, yeah, the monster is back. And I'm at my spot.
ATL, ho.